Hey everybody, this is Professor Truth, and I'm bringing you a new little series. I wanted to delve into some of the more supernatural aspects of our reality, and I'm in possession of and have experiences in some of these strange areas, as many of you know from my many shows. But so there's a balance here on the Truth Channel. You get a solid Bible teaching without the leaven of the Pharisees. You get Colonel SC bringing you his own experiences from some of the underground locations and what's going on there. And you get, on the Angel Wars, we discuss from a scriptural perspective the angelic rebellion. Now I'm going to bring you some clips from what we would call the secret space program. And the reason for this is that if you never are aware of some of these things, you'll never be aware of the insignificance of planet Earth's allowed expression. In other words, we have cars, I guess there was a song once, birth, school, work, death, right? You go through the cycle. David Icke talks a lot about this, and he is a New Ager. He doesn't acknowledge Jesus, but we're stuck as we're being herded, we're being farmed because you're in a prison, and we go into that on some of the channels. But today I'm just going to play clips and then comment on the clips to help you expand your awareness. It also gives you more faith. It should build your faith, because if all this stuff is going on, and it is, and you're not, and the seed of Adam is still here, that means you're being protected, because what we're going to get into is from previous cycles and ages. So let's just start and then see how this goes, and I hope you like it. Let me know about that. So here's clip number 1.
And what he has done here is to come forward as an insider and share with me more information about what's really going on behind the scenes in the so-called secret government and secret military programs and their development and industrialization of our solar system.
On this clip, he discusses that there's a secret space program for the industrialization of our solar system. Think about that. You're being told we're struggling to get to Mars, yet you're about to hear that we've been to Mars and beyond and to galaxies right now and have been. Now, how does this all work? Well, that's because nothing new under the sun. In previous cycles, as we teach on the Truth Channel, the technology has arisen to where they had portals and time travel and anti-gravity craft, and they have industrialized the solar systems. Well, when Earth goes through cataclysms, the survivors who go underground then have to restart. And a lot of those restart and they go off planet. Now, Lucifer has been hybridizing a lot of the survivors, and that's why later you're going to hear about blue avians and all these other, quote, aliens or ET groups. They like to call them extraterrestrial. They're not all extraterrestrial. But anyway, it gets complicated. So that's my comment on clip 1. Let's go to clip 2.
For me, it started at the age of 6 years old when I was brought into what is known as the MyLab, some pronounce it MeLab programs. I was identified as an intuitive empath.
So here we have, he was recruited at age 6, and this is likely due to his genetic altering that they did to his parents and that lineage, and that gives him additional skills and a bloodline that they will use in the Luciferian areas. Now, he may be a Christian. I do not think so. But anyway, I don't want to, in case he is, I don't want to discredit him. But generally, they alter your DNA. And he used the word MyLab. Now, I talk a lot about alien abduction. And, people that talk about these things are labeled crazy because you've been programmed to do that so you stay away from, the wizard behind the screen, behind the curtain. But alien abduction or fallen angel abduction has been going on since Lucifer fell in the angelic rebellion, because Lucifer is trying to create through genetic manipulation a temple that is without sin. And he's also trying to create genetic expressions of different types of mankind. He's trying to be like God, but he can't create. All he can do, and when I say create, he takes things that were already created and forms them, being the DNA. So my lab is actually military abduction. That is where the governments of the world, the satanic governments, follow people that usually the fallen angels are interested in to see what they've done to them. So usually you have an alien abduction followed by a military abduction. And now I want all of you to pray the blood of Jesus Christ over you and your family, because that will protect you, but you have to do it. And you have to be owned by Jesus. You have to be one of his children, whether it be begotten or the angelic kind. You have to acknowledge that and accept it, because this is a real world I'm exposing now. Others have done it. This is out there. It's not hidden, but from most are not aware. It's the counterfeit to God's kingdom, the satanic kingdom of Lucifer. Now we're going to play clip 3.
On your website, you've mentioned that there are 5 factions within the secret space program. Could you quickly delineate for us what those 5 factions are, and just a little bit about what each one is like that makes them different from the others?
Sure. I'll start with the oldest, which is Solar Warden. They were started back in the late 70s, 80s. Then we have the ICC, the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, which is corporations all over the world that control the infrastructure, the secret space program infrastructure that they have out in space, which is massive. We have Dark Fleet, which is a very secretive fleet that works mainly in the outside of the solar system. We have various black ops, military, secret space programs that we kind of put into one group. And then we have this global Galactic League of Nations group that was somewhat of a carrot that was offered to all the other nations to have them maintain this veil of secrecy.
So there you have a very interesting clip about the many projects and even federations, very much like Star Trek and the movies have told us. They talked about Solar Warden, Dark Fleet outside of our solar system. They talked about the ICC, Interplanetary Conglomerate, and they talked about a federation of the League of Nations for deep space. Now, I know this sounds bizarre, but this is the structure of the satanic realm. These are the angel wars being expressed. These are the real angelic wars, the real structure of Lucifer. And there are, remember, in these, there are some, I hate to say good aliens. There's really no good aliens in the sense. There's good holy fallen. There's good holy angels and there's fallen angels, and that's what the battle's between right now. But remember, Satan or Lucifer is the owner of Prison Planet Earth and this section of the quarantined third density solar system. Okay, so everything you see with your eyes, Satan and Lucifer controls. That was part of the fall. He fell out of higher density into 3 density. Now, that is why in science they come up with things like black holes to explain why we can only visibly see with all of our spectrometers and different ways to see visible light, not only what you in your spectrum of your own eyes, but outside of that, it's still within the spectrum of 3D. And everything we measure that has mass to it, all the mass in the known universe, is less than 3% of what we can see. So where is the 97% of the mass we measure, but we can't see? Those are in higher density, higher dimensions. So this 3% is the quarantine system of third density. And Corey Good just explained how it's structured. And this is ongoing. So now we'll go to clip 4.
You mentioned on your website something called LOC. Could you tell us what that is?
The Lunar Operation Command is a facility on the backside of the moon that is a kind of a diplomatic neutral facility that all the different space programs have access to and use. There are some people that are stationed there and work there, but it's more of a way station. People are coming and going from it all the time to go to their further out into the solar system and beyond, to go out to other stations, other bases, to go out to their assigned vessels.
Okay, we have a LOC, a Lunar Operation Command. Now this is on the dark side of the moon. We're going to be getting into the moon in much more detail later. By the way, the moon is round and the Earth is round too. No flat moon. But this Lunar Operation Command, and Carolyn Hamlet mentioned that to me when I was speaking with her also. On the back side of the moon, there's many factions. There's reptilian, draconian factions. There's factions from Germany, from the Hitler areas of Nazi Germany that break away civilizations. And I'm not vilifying Germans because there's another story all to that. I'm not saying Hitler was good, bad, or ugly either before people misquote me. I'm just saying there's a breakaway civilization of Germans throughout the solar system. And then you have, of course, reptilians, which are tares in the Bible, a hybrid between fallen angels and mankind. And they actually are the leaders. They're the leaders of all this. And then at the higher realm, you even have the disembodied spirit of Lucifer, which sometimes we call Satan, in a form of an AI. And you'll hear later and others talk about the most feared entity in this galactic expression is an artificial intelligence run by Lucifer. They don't say Lucifer, but that's what it is. So there's a Lunar Operation Command Center that is like a point where a lot of people go when they get taken off planet before they get put on the more remote locations, whether it be Mars, moons of Saturn, or elsewhere. So now we'll go to clip number 5.
No. These are also other density, and a lot of people are thinking that these are giant spacecraft. And I'm almost certain after my many travels in these spheres that these spheres on a giant macro level. These little orb beings are also these giant spheres.
What are the orb beings?
They're one of the 5 beings from the Sphere Alliance that are one of the higher density of the 5 beings.
Talking about, I don't know if you ever seen pictures with spheres around people. Well, now these spheres can actually can have good conscious energy or nefarious. They could be malevolent or benevolent. In any case, good or bad. And but he's talking about, what's interesting is not only do these spheres often represent spirits, but the expression in 3D is just a small sphere. But when you enter these, as you'll hear later, they're vast universes. They're portals in a sense to the vast, he calls them great spheres. But that's what happens when you go from 4th dimension to 3rd dimension or 5th dimension to 4th. When you enter into a sphere that's being projected from a higher dimension, you enter that higher dimension and it's vast. So I found that fairly interesting. So we'll go to clip number 6.
What is their agenda? What are they here for?
They've been here for quite some time. They've been observing, but they're here we're moving into a part of the galaxy that is a very high energetic part of the galaxy that's going to change the density of our solar system and our local star cluster. And
Is that something that they've told you, or is that something that in the space program you had tangible evidence of?
we had tangible evidence of that in the space program. That's been studied for some time, but that's something they told me as well.
Okay. All right. What's that all about? Basically, and if you know anything about the alien abduction and all the contactees that get put back, they're all told the same story. You're special, and you're being prepared for a future cataclysm when Earth will go through some challenges. Well, that's what talking about there, that they all are aware of future cataclysms. Now, I would suggest that this is the planet X and its star system, our binary star we call Nibiru or Planet X. Now, I suggest it's coming soon. And that's why there's a frantic pace now with the corona issues for the dark side to pull out their final cards, because their time is short. They want to destroy the seed of Adam, and you can hear about that on some of the other shows we do. So that was an interesting clip about this, and now we'll play another clip on genetics.
There were 22 genetic programs that were going on.
What does that mean? What's a genetic program?
Programs of them mixing their genetics and manipulating our genetics. And
That was ongoing?
yes, it's ongoing right now.
Okay, what is the alien agenda? Well, the agenda, Lucifer's agenda, the alien agenda, is to be the 5 I wills of Isaiah. I shall be like God. I shall exalt myself above the clouds. In the attempt to be like God, Lucifer is trying to genetically make his own children, that he can have the fallen angels that have disembodied spirits we call demons indwell these vessels. And he's been doing that. He's been taking DNA from various people groups and his own fallen angels and making vessels that are fit extensions for disembodied spirits we call demons. So they say there's 22 genetic experiments. What that means, it's just like a hospital or a biochemical facility. There's several people or several fallen angels, reptilian hybrids that are their job function is to continue to manipulate DNA to try to perfect it for various purposes. Soldiers, they may need doctors, they may need various things. So it's Lucifer's attempt to be like God and quote, create, not really create, but create from genetic material his own types of hybrids. That's what that's all about. One more clip for today, and I hope you like this.
But the genetic manipulation of what we are has been going back at least 250,000 years.
Okay, this just continues to show the alien agenda. One of the big ones is to hybridize mankind to destroy the pure seed of Adam. And it's almost complete. Just about everybody you know has been hybridized. Now, if you pray the blood of Jesus, they can't harm you. But you know, in our times now, people don't even know what the Bible's about. So anyway, for today, I just wanted to go through these clips and comment on them to bring you in the context of spiritual warfare in the bigger picture, angel wars, and what's going on in the, outside of what you thought was reality. This stuff is real. I call it the show and the game. The show is for public consumption. Oh, we have the NASA organization, and we shoot rockets from Cape Canaveral. That's the show. That's just to get the sheeple all aligned to a narrative that they want you to believe. The game is what's really going on. Anti-gravity crafts, fallen angels running the show for Lucifer, trying to control Earth and keep people dumbed down, slowly alter their genetic material to weaken us with our food. They're changing our DNA, but they can't harm your spirit code unless you're not covered by the blood of Christ. So hope everybody enjoyed this. Pray about it. Pray the blood of Jesus over you and your loved ones. And we'll be bringing you more of these clips to help you understand what's really going on, not only on this show, but also on Angel Wars. So this is Professor Truth. Until next time, may God bless you.